So the line in the sand right there, that structure line that I pointed out yesterday morning, is pretty much it. Um, Kind of bounced here at open and rejected the 21, the median right there as well, and then we broke down, and from that point we never came back up. So that was kind of the area in which it was, you know, going to go bullish or stay bearish on the day. So we ended up staying bearish. My little trade right here was kind of weird because I thought I was really just paying attention to this on TradingView. So I thought that I had won this on TradingView. I was never taken out, but apparently this right here got me spread wise. So here looks great to the T. Either this, I'll put it this way. Either this got me here or this didn't get me out because of the spread. And then I ended up getting break even because uh, on the truck or on the bus, not doing anything, not able to manage anything. So because when I came back, I was like, oh yeah, clearly a win. And then I checked and I was like, nope, wasn't a win. So, but overall, right there, as you can see, we were talking about even it being like somewhat of broadening formation in the morning. It's kind of what we had here, right? Sort of breaking out there, taking out the lows, then coming back to the highs, and then taking out the lows, and then taking out the highs, and then eventually we broke down below that structure line and never saw it again. We just kept going. So, on the 5 minute chart and stuff, I mean, this was just nasty all day. Like this was the move. Leave it alone. Go away. You could have possibly played another one somewhere in there. I don't even know. Was there a? Yeah, I guess that would have been the. No, is this the Casper? That big one. There was news around there though, right? No. So this is the 10-15 candle on the 5 minute. This is ES, not even an NQ. Never mind. I'm on the wrong instrument. But so that structure line ended up being, a really good point in order to kind of pay attention to. But once we started breaking down through there, then I guess from that point on, I wouldn't have been looking bullish throughout the day. And then this area is that daily gap. So we go back to the daily. It's a daily gap right there, fair value gap. And price just kind of played with that for quite a while. Right in here. Come back up to the structure and then finally broke down, went all the way down to the 70. Eventually overnight. Right in here. This was the 70. Back to the 62, crossing over and then down. And now we've got the pattern that I really like, although it's just kind of dragging a little bit. Huge move down in the London Open. And then we're kind of rejecting out of it. 15-minute and the 1 hour look a lot better. So we start breaking these London highs. If we get continuation, then I would assume Asia highs are going to be taken out. We might come all the way back up into this daily gap. If we slow down and start consolidating, then we might look for further lows. So, yeah, dollar's a little bearish. Dollar's a little bearish. And it's at some areas where we could definitely see some rollover. But, I mean, yesterday, let's see, this was Tuesday, and then yesterday. But a lot of consolidation right here. So we've got a little bit of a fair value gap right there. We go into smaller time frames. You probably have something right in here plus some structure, and you could see a continuation. This would probably be the area. And of course, we got Powell speaking today, but he's not speaking until noon. So get a little bit of a pull back into that median, maybe the 21 right in there like that. And then we'll get a little bounce, which would be further downside for the markets. Yeah. Unemployment claims, Philly Fed. But with Powell looming at noon, I don't know how big of a move that's going to be. So, like, I'd be a little cautious. Pretty good little spot right here on 15. And then the median just below it. Look left. Man, these are not good markets right there. I mean, those are big moves, but they're just taking out lows and highs, right? It's no real direction. And then overall, you're just in that range still. Looked like we were going to break down and then just, oh, so, and we've taken out this structure right here. This would have been a good structure line. I mean, in hindsight, and price is still kind of playing around it. Main reason is like we got some highs here, right? That we've taken out, and then we made that low. And then put this in. This could be a good structure line because we made a new low right here. And I'm actually going to put that there. I want to put one here too. I don't want to get it too messy. I'm probably going to take away the fair value gap box. You know, 1 hour. Yeah, I like both of those. We break down. I don't think there's any reason not to believe that it doesn't come all the way to here. Breaking through here. Because you got this low and all that liquidity situated right there in the structure. Maybe just like a wick down into it. Might end up having like a candle. Pretty large candle. Maybe that'll be around news. So yeah, the dollar really setting up for, I mean, it's building here, right? We've got that daily gap that's right around here, or the weekly gap right there. And then buy side that it could keep running towards, but will it come back down for more liquidity? And I mean, looking at it for sure, right? But you never know. With Powell speaking at 12, we could get a little bit of a higher high, a little bit of a lower low, you know, some type of inefficiency in there where we go reach down a little bit further and then a Powell speaking type of a move. This on right now is bullish. I really like this. We've got consolidation dip into lows, consolidation further dip into lows. If we look left here, we probably got something there that's not just below this area, but something left that's would have caused that consolidation, and then an immediate rejection of it. Pretty good wick right there. So I like this to give me a little bit of a pullback and then a continuation. I would really want to see a candle close above there and then a pullback. And then we could reach up here to the monthly 6.2, just above that daily Asia highs. But I think in here is not the entries. It's going to be down here. The entries, common sense, right? That's a pretty good look. Yeah, always. And then if it remains bullish, right, we get that push, then, it's going to give you other reasons to get in, right? And it's going to be more of a confirmation that we're going to remain bullish. So more confidence and then end up going long. We hang out here and then dive, then I'm going to want to see something again that piques my interest that looks something like that. All right. But that hourly looking good. Close above that guy. That's a future structure line, right? Out here. And there you go. Buy the dip. S curve. And this is cleaner than that. Looks the same, right? But it's a little cleaner, right? This consolidation, we had a huge wick in, and then we had that push, pull back and go. So it's kind of looking the way I want to see this happen. Except this looks pretty clean. So again, ES just kind of looking a little bit more appealing to me than the NQ. NQ is doing the same thing, but it's definitely weaker if you go to a higher time frame. So this looks way weaker. So show you that on the ES. So we've come down, we grabbed a lot more of that liquidity below that. We're through that gap basically. It's a nice order block there. Structure to the left in this area. So this to me just looks a lot better than the NQ. Nope. This is a little bit sharper. You see, this just doesn't look as clean on the hourly. We did get that close though above that. Sorry about that. We did get the close above that though. That's nice. But we're all at the daily. The Asia highs look like they're about to get hit. So the Monday low of the range would be like the next target if that were to go up. So this comes back into here. Nice fair value gap there, right at structure. Go to a 5-minute chart and see if this is an order block with a fair value gap there. Was that the unicorn? I think he's stretching. I may do that. I know it's kind of a stretch, but you see what it is lining up pretty good right in there with that structure in that area of that push down, and then that's where that fair value gap is unloading right there. So I was really kind of hoping for like one good two, I mean two good solid candles right there, one bullish and one bearish right next to each other, and you really don't have one. The 12 minute is the closest, but I think that's just kind of a stretch. I don't think it's like the perfect unicorn look. Ace of highs taken out. Still got some room to run on the ES. Just leaving everybody behind right now. It's one of those, if you're paying attention in this area, these would almost constitute good buys to go to those highs right there, right? We're taking out these Asia lows, come back up. So a buy to the London highs would have probably been a pretty good play right there. But on the day, I mean, obviously we're in a discount on the markets right in here. Here's your of that range that we were talking about yesterday. We've got upside movement here, and the dollar is in a premium. So everything's setting up for that type of a move today. We got Powell at noon. I'm actually going to put a vertical line on that. So we got Powell at noon on that line. Darken that. But up until then, it's almost like free game, right? Pick your spots. Yeah, it's about to break down. I see one more push in the dollar right here. Like come back up here, retest that weekly, give us a nice little bull candle, and then that'll give us that drop in the ES where we want to then go. Just this little move and then a drop. And I mean, obviously, you're playing the NQ as well. But we're in that area where, like, this looks something like what it has been doing in the mornings. The only difference is now we've broken that structure. Whereas here, we weren't really breaking that structure. There's no close above it. We've already closed above it. Same way here. Consolidation, dip into lows, grab liquidity. This should have rejected above here. That's the reason why you go back out to those higher time frames. Lower time frame, this looks like it's going to be bullish and we're running. And it's my long trade yesterday. But a higher time frame tells you everything. But yeah, let's see. Powell's at noon. Where's he speaking at? This is economic club for a luncheon. So it says key speech, key policy address will be tasked with convincing markets the central bank is committed to keep hammering away at inflation. Perhaps now needs a little less force. Yeah, really be paying attention. Again, like I would rather be trading in the morning before he pops up and find my trade before he gets there. Because even the wording of that, so they're going to hammer away at inflation, good for the dollar, but perhaps now needs a little less force, bad for the dollar, in the exact same sentence. So if that's the way he talks at the luncheon, then it's going to give you this right here. And you don't want that. You want something that gives you one direction. Something like that right in here. Or you want to go ahead and play something, a good setup, not forcing anything, but a good setup at a decent time that gives you what you need. Get in, get out, turn it off, wait till tomorrow, see what happens. I've been watching a bunch of YouTubers saying how bad they've had, like this month has been or something. Um, one guy, there's another guy, is an Alpine trader or something. You've probably seen him pop up on YouTube here and there. Like he just lost 14 accounts this month. And it's like, mm. Yeah, I don't know if we have enough resources for that. But I think if a good setup happens beforehand, like right now, I mean, if this starts coming back into here, I'm setting up for a long. I'm wanting to see, price get here, give me something and go in a lot quick fashion. This is going to be like on a 5 minute chart in that regard. Sometime a little consolidation where price is kind of reacting to these areas and then a dip down into its structure left and then a push. And then I want to try and get in somewhere in that area. So that's go into a 5 minute chart for it. And you see that would be pretty nice and why. But I mean, we're continuing to push away from it. Go to ES. Not as much fair value gap on this one, especially in the area that you would want to see it. We got one way down in here, but lower time frames, I like the NQ. Higher time frames, I like the ES. But I think that would be my stance today on trading. I'm not as worried about trading around the news or with the news as much as I used to be. Um, Not that I won't. It's just I can't pay attention to it when these news things are coming out as much as I could. So when I see a setup now, before or after, that's when I'm going to try and get it. I mean, it could set up a decent ends trade. If Powell starts talking and gives you some type of movement in which you can get an ends trade out of, we might be able to do that. But again, you probably have something like that this morning with the unemployment claims before market even opens. So, but I think the pattern now is we're in a pretty good discount for the markets right now. So I would be looking bullish. and the dollar obviously in the premium breaking down right here. Dang, really would have rather seen it pop back up. It still can. See what we got. A little bit longer term on the ES. So do have this line down here where we kind of created that um, Fibonacci. I mean, a higher time frame, man. That looks very bearish. Yeah, yeah. Nas up 100 this morning from the low. But yeah, that higher time frame, man. That looks very heavy. The same way with the ES. Looks like we could reach a little bit further. Nice little 4 hour order block right there. We can come back into that's right there at that structure line as well. Go up to the daily on it one more time. I mean, at some time, if we're going to turn bullish, it's got to go right pretty quick. Maybe today Powell start lightening up and start talking about he's not going to do these things. Yeah, he's not going to. They're not going to raise rates anymore. We won't see rates raised until after the first of the year when they reassess it after the holidays or something like that. And then if that's the case, then this is going to be your bounce, and we might get like a pretty good bullish candle today, and then that would spark a pretty good run. Built up liquidity there. That's a very good viable that could very much happen. That's a 100% guess on my part, but a pretty good bullish candle right here. Possibly later in the day, maybe a lot of little static in the morning, and then a solid bullish candle to end the day. Up near this consequent encroachment 4 hour. And that would level off some of that liquidity right in there. And then Friday rally, another push. But I think that's really it. I got to go get to my bus. I'm still running that short route this morning. So I think we'll go ahead and stop it right there. Unless you have any questions or anything you want me to look at real quick. The markets are pretty, as the week goes on, the markets have already really started saying what they're going to do and everything. And then it's just a matter of just waiting for those things to happen. So be careful closer to noon today, right? If you make your money in the morning, don't even watch the news. That's my suggestion. Maybe peek back at it towards the market close so you're not tempted to jump in. All right, man. Y'all be good. Appreciate y'all.